for
Nsem-Pii will honor more, now Nsem so it is. Utie, now share on my YouTube channel.
Be the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
I'm a BM editor Nsem-Pii TV platform so. Now, a new twist to the ongoing ambulance trial. Yes, the Republic versus Fear Nsawam and two others. You see, Abaya and one other. This is Dr. Sylvester Nimana. He has been discharged. Now, Richard Japa and I at the center of all controversies on the ongoing trial. And now, the news about them says, he said, or say on Faho. Ne the NDC for be on fan to force in hubium se takwa won defend no sami jamfi on fan ho ne hihye amone no kwaye okokoam se see die he is fighting for his liberty esan say o hu se de keka kono anhwe yi a na okwa akwakopi mu ewo Nsawam prisons na se say the Richard Jakpa esan edi ababetum ne say he is now appealing to the Chief Justice Umintiminchire say Justïce Afia Serwaa no a court of appeal judge. Afin so assign the sitting trial judge in the ongoing case now. Richard Japa say ebeya ngi free as seven so. Chief Justice assign a new judge to the ongoing ambulance trial. So assign a new judge. Peradventure no mark of file an application for a restart of the trial. Now it's a trial de novo. For the entire Richard Japa Eddie Sansim we are to Richard Japa say or her said the Justïce Afia Serwaa is here the case now. Be beardy a dance ye say, untie na semuino, dea obe jailino. Na o jailino emanoko could do a fiancé so a fiancé a bayer din so obetimi and then offer Justice Colendi, Ashisha home, Amanenya Attorney General number, and then Nakasa or Serena or Kebeya on Shisha Nanka and granting the bill. Na on any lawyers in Kasana and lawyers in file application or court. Na Nsem-Pii no one ni court akoni abase de beya from my papa ebetimi afana ho. Now this is the lowdown of Nsema Richard Japa to Jano. And the TF Richard Japa, the third accused person in the ongoing ambulance case, has disclosed that he told the Attorney General, Honorable Godfrey Dame, to discontinue his prosecution because he, Japa, cannot trust the judge who is presiding over the case, Justïce Afia Serwaa, a court of appeal judge sitting as an additional high court judge. Japa made this disclosure during the end of his cross-examination by the prosecution led by Director of Public Prosecution, Mrs. Yvonne Atakora Obu-Obisa, who had suggested to him that he was on a personal vendetta against the AG because the AG had refused to heed to his Japa's incessant appeal to end the trial against him. In his response to this suggestion, Richard Japa stated emphatically that he only wanted the case to be terminated at the instance of the AG because he, Richard Japa, could not trust the judge to decide his fate on the matter, and that if the judge imprisoned him, the AG would not even pick his cause, left alone to come to his aid. In quote, where Richard Japa say, I told the Attorney General that the case should not get to the end of the trial because I can't trust the judge. I don't want the judge to have the opportunity to decide my fate on the final judgment day. I will now have to appeal from prison, and at that point, you, Attorney General, will not pick my call. So I told him that I am going to fight till the last drop of my blood. It was that night that I declared war on the Attorney General. Richard Japa also informed the court that he had threatened the Attorney General that for failing to secure his freedom and liberty during his submission of no case, he, Japa, had declared war on the AG, and that he was going to deal with the Attorney General using his underworld skills. Japa's was skills be of friend underworld skills. And no Attorney General, I'm penny, I'm on the submission of no case, yeah, me establish a prima facie case against him, or see, or the prison, and no be use and they are fighting Attorney General. Now, Japa Nsem no Southwest in court, or say, I told the Attorney General and Justice Unikulendi that any man who decides to deliberately take my liberty from me can never be my friend till eternity. And I told the two of them that the battle lines are drawn. I also told the Attorney General that I will use my underworld skills to pay him back and deal with him. The Attorney General can use his legal skills, and so long as I'm concerned, there is a war between the two of us. By prosecuting me, the Attorney General has caused me pain, Japa boldly told the court. And I say, and someone reached Japa area to be concerning the Mami Justice Afia Serwaa. Now, you chirimu ama itie for antiasia. The Japa person will chiri and say, Dientia oko Attorney General for plea bargaining. Dientia or ye ya man for Justice Unikulendi, a dad Attorney General man be if you be doing como. And the same corpus ya man Attorney General ejitum say unknown lawyers. Application money about submission of no keys. So we niboni bia name Dr. Sylvester Nimana. And of course, source have financial loss on the on be no. Attorney General mo nanka sa asem no court in YouTube nanka ono ehon tono nanko on just say he should be left free no. Attorney General amwa no amas high case na anya establish amas he say yet na kwa kujina docket mu no on person ba kujina docket mu na die ntia no on person ba kujina docket mu say onyi Justice Afia Serwaa ni say Justice Afia Serwaa etie nsem ni nyina on the rule ma betudwa and on the judge na betudwa say Japa anya hwe inya Japa manenko bibi kachira no Jakpa ne say Justice Afia Serwaa emfa na ho nche ne da eni nti na on pese asemi ebeto so akodu the final day say judge no ebeti obi asem oti cross examination oti obi disclosures oti obi final witness statement oti obi applications no akoshe dem actual judgment Richard Japa say on pese asem ne be duru ho eni nti obenya kra na nkatra judge ne ki asesa no out the for kwa na mabetna case ne so because he knows say asem no kwa kokodru final day say Justice Afia Serwaa emfa judgment mra Japa ebe konsawam ensawam ho nso de onye na anyu so opeso okọ esanse okokodru nsawam a asem no ka be diama no because now he's not in contact with his lawyers 247 now the phone ya Jeff Nsem ontimi mfrɛ no of Justice Unikulendi afi so Attorney General wobenya ne number no ontimi test the message bi ema Attorney General reply ba kwa na mi bi ma no ema na nya access for see be yin the Afia Serwaa and he is trying all means to prevent that and no say Attorney General amwa no said he say omo ani ayedi na asemi na ye ka asem na kokowie na Justice Afia Serwaa e convict no em ye den ko to Afia say king the Attorney General should not ever think say asem ya kan wi na no reach Japa no obey use underworld skills kase underworld in sa asase hell ne asama ando ensem Richard Japa say skills no and obey you to fight the Attorney General till the last drop of his blood. Some Richard Japa can obi nim say Attorney General betimi a file case o police station tia no so court honum na betimi edna sema sa akodan bi ma because he is clearly threatening the life of the Honorable Attorney General Godfrey Yeboandame and also the state prosecutors. Seven de enya dia the leadership Chief Justice Gertrude Esa Batokono obesisa e maami Justice Afia Serwaa ne asesa ne china said the enu court case ne be wi ya Justice Afia Serwaa tu bia say yankopon ya aduma next week case no or site na so nya dia wotu a shed na quarantine bia na watu bia obetena so na ni monemu ye odi ni ruling ababa betudwa we ni nsem a free the ambulance saga egusuba entie nsem a Paul Adomochire e wo de kafa sa de wi nyina.
What is quite unnerving or maybe creating anxiety, if this trial had been on television, I think it would have been very good. For the public interest, it would have been super good. Because the kinds of things... Now, some of the people are sending me texts that Samuel Nsem-Pii, the National Propaganda Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, has refused to hold a press conference, his regular press conference after the Jakpa trial. Because sometime 2 weeks ago, every time after the Jakpa trial, Samuel Nsem-Pii will hold a press conference. And in fact, the NDC party led by Johnson Asiedu Ketia, the General Secretary, also had a press conference about the trial in which they played a tape. So one is wondering, and if you know, please ask them. We are waiting for the press conference that usually concludes the trial on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't know whether Samuel James was in court. Let's check with the reporter. Was Samuel James in court? Let's find out. But it was quite interesting. Very, very interesting and somewhat serious. The kinds of things Mr. Jakpa said. So here's our depiction of Fear Serwaa's court. Forgive us if there's the depiction is not complimentary, but I think that the graphic designer did a very good job. Just this afternoon, putting this together, it's quite good, isn't it? There's a lot of talent in Ghana among young people. Plenty of talent. Look at this. It's quite nice, isn't it? And then the issue on alleged misconduct of the AG in forcing Jakpa to testify. That's where a lot of issues came up at that side. And then the third one, the attack on Seth Tekpe and the late Sharia Ite. I mean, Richard Jakpa, I don't know whether he's insensitive to culture. Sharia Ite has passed to eternal glory, former Minister of State who served Ghana well for many, many years. And then you sit in court and say she's evil. Evil. You use the word evil for Seth Tekpe, the former finance minister, the same Seth Tekpe who testified for him. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get to part 3. Let's categorize it properly. So part 1, admission of evidence. That was the first shocker. Those of you who have been following social media, our Facebook page, we were so surprised that sometime about 1 o'clock we put it up. Richard Jakpa has tendered tapes to the court. He has. Text messages. He had exchanged text messages with the Attorney General. He intended to submit the text messages to the court to suggest that and build a case against the Attorney General, that Attorney General had used underhand dealings to prosecute, and therefore the whole system, the court should agree on a mistrial and then get him off. He doesn't want to be prosecuted, etc., etc. In doing so, he submits text messages to show that this is his case. The court then asked him that the text message you submitted is not the entire text messages between the Attorney General, as we discussed on Tuesday. He said, well, I submitted what I want to use to do my case. You can also submit. The Attorney General attempted to submit on Tuesday. The lawyers said that it is not in color. The judge said it doesn't matter. And then they said they wanted to study it. The judge said you can study it. So today they came to court having studied it, and they raised objection. And they will not allow the Attorney General to tender the rest of the text messages. I've never seen something like that before. A set of text messages exchanged between two people. 68 text messages exchanged. Jakpa tenders 14, representing 25%. And the Attorney General says, okay, no problem. I'm happy to tender the rest of the 75%, including what you have already tendered. It will still be in my own. So I'm tendering to the court 100%, which includes the 25% that you already have. And Jakpa admits that, yes, there were several text messages between me and Attorney General, but most of it was motivational message. Every morning I sent to him, God bless you, and don't worry about your enemies. You go forward and soar like an eagle, and those things, Psalm 91 and Psalm 134 and something like that. That's what he said. That he's been sending the text message to the Attorney General. He's been sending motivational messages to the Attorney General. As we go on in this narration, you will see him describe himself with having some spiritual power. So I'm not so sure what kind of motivational messages he was sending, but you'll see that. And then the court said, okay, no problem. Whether it's motivational messages or not, we understand. But you accept that the text messages that you sent was short of the whole? He said, yes, it was. Okay. Attorney General says, here is the lawyers for Jakpa says, we don't like it. You cannot tender the whole. I don't understand it. The lawyers for Jakpa says they will not allow the Attorney General to tender the rest of the text messages. That is what Adiosori told the court today. He will not allow it. He's objecting to it. Text message that you have tendered some. I am bringing the rest. They said, no, they won't allow it. Viewers. Well, the judge is here to determine. But in any case, thank God, the judge overruled them. And so the text messages were admitted. That's the first thing that surprised people today. So the text messages were admitted. It says the court admitted the tapes into evidence, the text into evidence because they were relevant and had no issue of authenticity. That is to say, there was no authenticity problem. On the backdrop of the fact that Jakpa admitted that he did not tender all the evidence. This is the basis on which the court overruled the objection that was raised by lawyers for lawyers for Francis Jakpa Tadiosori. We don't know whether they intend to repeat this application in the Court of Appeal, where they could go and say that the trial judge erred in admitting the rest of the text messages and therefore the appeal against. Let's wait and see what happens. But they were overruled on this one. So the messages have been admitted into evidence on the basis that they were relevant and that they have no problem with authenticity because the court has looked at it and it seems authentic, and it is on the backdrop that Jakpa himself has tendered part of what you are saying you will not allow. And the part that you say you will not allow, Jakpa also has evidence of it. So why wouldn't you allow it? Viewers, are we understanding, are we getting to the meat of the matter? The people don't want the text. They have tendered some. This is the rest of it. The rest of it is on their phone as well. They can easily say, no, this one was not part of it. That is why they were given 48 hours to study it. It was given to them on Tuesday. Study it because your client Jakpa has it on his phone. So take the printout and check with Jakpa's phone. Did he say, hey, how are you? I like your red tie. I like your red tie. How are you? How are you? Is the traffic bad? Is the traffic bad? You can just compare and look at it and see that this is authentic one. They were given 48 hours to do that. They were not able to come to court to say that, hey, this word has been omitted from this one. They were not able to say that. Just that they will not allow the document to be tendered. They were overruled. So that has gone into the evidence. We'll see what weight will be put on it, and then we can move on. All right. Then the next one. Whether the AG forced Jakpa to testify, etc., etc. Okay. So Francis Richard Jakpa told the court that he sent documents to the Attorney General by phone when they met in Justice Kulendi's house, and that it is these documents that Attorney General was using to prosecute him. So today he came into the witness box, and then the Director for Public Prosecutions was with him. And Director of Public Prosecutions said that, Mr. Jakpa, you have told this court that you sent documents to the Attorney General, and it is these documents that are being used to prosecute you. He said, yes, I said that. It's true. He said, okay, take a look at these documents. So he looked at them. Are these the documents? He said, yes. Then the DPP told him that, I'm suggesting to you that these documents were filed on the 29th of March. Were filed on the 16th of March. And then your conversation, your sending to the Attorney General was on the 29th of March. So by the time that you were sending it to the Attorney General, it had already been filed in court. Then he was there. He was in the witness box. You said you sent these documents, and it's these documents that have been used. Okay, the dates show that whilst your allegation claimed on 29th of March, the Attorney General filed these same documents on the 16th of March. So you see, when you are dealing with lawyers and Attorney Generals, you send a document to them, they will not say
Nsem-Pii TV